One of the additional readings from Module 1 is by Dr. Michael Shapiro, where he explores the connection between the structure of Gurbani, specifically its grammatical forms, and the connection to the core messages in Gurbani. So he notes how within Gurbani you'll find a great number of verses structured around the grammatical form called a locative, meaning a word which is morphed to show that it is in or through that word. So for example, hukameh in Japji Sahib has the a at the end, which indicates that it is in the locative, meaning that it is in or through the hukam, the will. So Dr. Shapiro is struck at how often the locative case is used throughout Gurbani, arguing that this is no accident. He notes verses in which the locative element is the framing element of the entire verse. Usually it is found in the highest profile spot of the verse in the first line or in the first half line, and the locative word is iterated frequently, creating this musical effect, ostinato, meaning a repeated word, phrase, or series of notes of an instrument. And in these verses, which are framed by locative expressions, he shows how the locative first sets the scene, then lists out elements that are connected to it or resulting from being in the state described by that locative. So for example, the Sonia verses of Japji Sahib, Sonia Siddh Peer Suranat, that in or through hearing the name, Siddhas, Peers, and Lords are brought into being. Shapiro, diving deeper, argues that this structure whereby you have this chain of causation, X brings about Y, but stated in through X occurs Y, you have this articulation of first principles, core concepts of Gurbani. Example, Kudrat Ved Puran Kateba, Kudrat Sarva Vichar, that the existence of the Vedas, the Puranas, the Quran are subordinated to a more fundamental power, the Kudrati of the Guru. Shapiro also describes the locative being used as an ontological chain, meaning that is describing a hierarchy of action. He quotes Sukhmani Sahib of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Prabh ka simran gyana dhyan tat buddha, that in or through remembering the Lord, Prabhu, knowledge, meditation, the essence of intellect are obtained. So implicitly, by the locative, you have an articulation of hierarchy, of practice. Simran of Prabhu being the highest. So I really urge you guys to read the article. And from a Sampradayik perspective, grammar is extremely important as a foundational skill to interpret Gurbani. They don't just box it in though, claiming that it can only have that single interpretation. They're comfortable exploring different perspectives and viewpoints, like an artist having different interpretations on their art depending on the viewer. So we'll explore more in Module 2.